Hello everyone, I'm Dashan Farad. On this special edition of Right and Exact, we will be showing you our footage of the 20th anniversary of the Million Woman March, which took place on October 25th, 1997. We joined the organizers of the march on October 29th, 2017 in Philadelphia, which is where the march took place originally 20 years ago. We hope that you enjoy.
Black people, even if we're dealing with gentrification, but they still see it as the black folks gather somewhere in Manhattan. And then I went on to say, I'm the ambassador of goodwill to Africa. For many years I've been that. And then I went a little step further to them. I represent civil society. That's at the grassroots level, at the bottom up, as the Queen Mother of Region 6 of the African Union. So there'll be no confusion.
Our future! Our future! Our future! Our future! Our future! Our future! Take notice of the pillars and who is holding up City Hall. Take note of the pillars and notice who is holding up City Hall.
Okay, so the note was, quiet the house. Take note of the pillars and see our ancestors that's holding up City Hall. These are our people that's holding up this city of brotherly love and this city of Texas. These are our people that's holding up our freedom. Take note of who's holding us up. Still today.
So these are the people who they felt as though were lower class members of society. Okay? So not only do we have our ancestors, but we have the Native Americans, we have the ancient Chinese, and we have the Polish. Okay? These were all people who also were dedicated, okay, and used to build up this great country. This is some of the things that they rarely if ever talk about. Okay? We are the people, the quote-unquote immigrants, okay, quote-unquote slaves.
Nations, we're going to charge genocide. We need to get 1 million signatures. Empress Chi wants to get 1 million signatures so we can charge genocide. So when you hear me play charge, charge genocide.
Did you want to undo my vision?
Charge genocide.
Charge genocide!
All right, brother. Just say, hey, brother, tell that history. I'm broadcasting now. Tell that history again about the slave trade here.
This is where we were brought. This is one of many places that we were brought, but Philadelphia was the #1 because the Constitution was signed here.
Right. Spring of 1787.
And they said, this is what's going to go down.
Right. But right here, what happened right here? What happened right here?
This right here was a trading block. Everything you see in this whole entire, anything that has concrete on it, it was put in steel to hold us down.
And here
to sell us.
They beat us. They were taking strip our women, look at their breasts, look at their bodies, and examine them right here.
Now, what is this area called?
This is the Independence. This is part of Independence Hall.
Independence Hall.
Independence, right.
Okay.
Independence Visiting Center is right across the street.
Okay.
We at the Liberty Bell Center.
And the Liberty Bell is right back here, the one that's cracked.
The one that's cracked, Liberty Bell.
Okay, now I'm going to send everybody a picture of this now.
All right. Everybody.
They figured out ways to make us
look at each other as rivals or to see each other as our own worst enemies. So coming out and supporting events like this only strengthens the bond between black men and black women and builds the foundation for the family.
The power, the legacy, the heritage of our black women, our African women, melanated women, very important. One, we know that the black woman has been the backbone of American society, American civilization. She birthed the babies that were the labor for the slave plantations, the slave masters, at the same time still picking cotton on the fields, in the cotton fields. At the same time, we can fast forward to now when we have the deaths of our black women in the hands of law enforcement. We can talk about our Sandra Blands, we can talk about our Regina Boyds, we have that. We can talk about our black girls getting pushed out of schools. They are the first ones to be pushed out at high rates. We see that happening. We know by eugenics, black women have been a target population. Black women are the most marginalized population. They just came out with a study talking about how black women are the most underpaid population, underpaid demographic in America. So it's important that we come out and show support as men to our sisters here. It's a necessity that we're here. So that's why I'm here to support. So, peace.
What we have is here to stay. No matter what, we'll never be down. We know how to get up. We know what. We can fly past the sky. We don't have to get high.
Well, Sister Filet, we just wanted to say to you, a job well done. We want to ask you a question. 20 years ago, when you first birthed this, in your mental womb, if you would, it was right after the Million Man March. And of course, that march was called to address the plight of the black community as it pertains specifically to black men. What I would like to know from you, has anything changed or gotten worse or gotten better regarding the plight of black women in America?
Absolutely. Meaning, yes, it's gotten much worse. The reality that we now can be easily called the B word, for lack of better terminology, in our culture and now in other people's cultures, is utilized to now describe not only our women but our men too, to some degree. They are sons of these now by the government representation. And so, of course, when you degrade the women, then obviously that means let's do it to all of them. And so, for whatever reason, it's been allowed to disregard and disrespect the black woman. And it's become routine in our music, in our cultures, and many of our institutions as well. So, yeah, things have gotten really much worse. Particularly when you realize that, for example, in 2015, we had roughly 5 women, maybe 6, but definitely 5, that were murdered while either in the custody of police or directly by police. Where was the outrage? Where were the rallies and protests for all of them, not just one, not just Sandra Bland? People knew Sandra Bland. She was a known activist. She worked at campus or was going to, so people were familiar with her. But the other women, no one really knew their names, but the people who cared about them. So again, how can we as a community not want to say anything about the murder of our women and girls? One of them was young Ayana Jones, 6 years old roughly. Lakia Boyd, 21, 22 years old. Why are not our people talking about the horrendous acts now that we see in our communities that deals with sex trafficking? When you go to the post office and you look up on the wall for the missing children, why are there so many black girls? Where's the voice for that? Where is the concern for that? And so the mere fact that our people are not speaking out, other people find it necessary or to their advantage to make it seem like they care about us. But like Michael Jackson made it very clear, they don't really care about us.
So I take it then that you agree with Malcolm X when he had said that the black woman is the most unprotected member of our society.
Unfortunately, the Million Woman March reunion not only made that crystal clear, it kind of really put it in a perspective that I had not realized before. For we put a call out to our men to help us, to be with us, to surround us. And for whatever reason, there was no need to do that. And so now we know that the spirit of Ya Asantewaa must come forward, along with Harriet Tubman, along with Nzinga, along with Heshapat, along with Makeda. Why? Because this system has put its foot on our necks, all of our necks. And now where the women used to kind of have a little bit of leverage, more or less, no more. So the system does not want to see any of us except for the children. They want the children. So that's why the black woman now, I say, is public enemy number 2. The black man is public enemy number 1, but the black woman is now public enemy number 2. Because if you incarcerate a black woman, or if you make a black woman less capable to move forward, the effect on the children now is direct. So you have a lot of women now who are starting to lose their children. That means they go into the court system, they end up in foster care, some of them actually get adopted. And we've had cases where the children were adopted by white people. And this is not anything that is going to lessen. In fact, not only non-melanated people, but same-sex people. And you have to realize that for a black family, that's not something that is to our advantage. And so why are we sitting by so silently as if this is not happening and they're watching us do that? And then with the Million Woman March coming forward, we realize now that we have enemies that we know very well. We've got enemies that walk with us, talk with us, can tell you all about the books, the lectures that they went to, and all of that. Because for whatever reason, they are bought into the system of what we call attempted global white supremacy. And again, for those who think, we're saying that they're supreme, no. When you study philosophy or anything that has a certain modality, it's broken down into fragments, sections, etc. So we're talking about behavior here. We're talking about people who have a certain type of concept. And in this case, their concept is white supremacy. And to push that on others, to make sure that others believe that, or if not believe it, at least operate from that structure. And so many of us do. We will attack one another so quickly, particularly if we do things out the box, meaning not the way the system wants you to do it. And that's what MWM has always been about. Even though when the system not only encouraged other women to make it appear as if their role was something more than what it was, for the purpose of derailing and making certain that grassroots, no sellout, no nonsense mentality could flourish. You see, so again, as many have heard me say before, it's been strenuous, but for 20 years, not to have a grant, not to have corporate sponsoring in this day and age, who does that? We do. And yes, it's hard. It's no question. It's very hard. We can't always do the things that we want to do the way we want to do it for now. But our foundation is strong. Because we come in the spirit of resistance and of our ancestors, and we use creativity. We use all of the talents and skills that our women have. No matter if they went to formal education, it's not always that. You have innate education, you have innate ability, and we know that. And so we nurture that. We make sure that our women know that your value is not based on what label you put on with your clothing or your shoes or what school you went to. We don't care about any of that. We care about who we are. And our line of business now is to help our women find out who they really are. To know thyself, but also to embrace the ideals of truth, justice, reciprocity, harmony, balance, honor. When you embrace those kinds of things as principles, you don't have to necessarily advocate or cling to a religion per se. Do your religion, that's fine. I have one, everyone has one, or whatever, but for whatever reason, it has become an imposition where if you're not this, or if you're not that, then you're not right, or whatever. This is ridiculous. This is not what mature people should do.
Now, I just have two more questions for you. I promise you, Sister Philly, just two more questions. You mentioned black men earlier, okay, and I can remember on the website you were asking the brothers to come out for support. The concern has been raised by many black feminists and black womanists that black men are not doing enough to end the abuse of black women at the hands of black men. What do you feel black men can do to end the abuse of black women, particularly at the hands of black men?
Well, one thing that I know for certain is we have to get rid of other people's concepts of what we should do, what we should believe, and all that. That for me is first and foremost. I don't care what other people think about certain issues and things. Most of them don't even understand us, at least not from the actual experience of it. They do book reading or book studying or whatever, but could never really grasp what we do and understand. That's part of the problem. So to say, well, our men haven't done this, my first thing is why? To understand that something comes from something. So I'm just going to look at from whence it comes, you see. It doesn't mean I'm not going to look at the thing right there, but I'm going to certainly look at from whence stuff comes. Because that is intelligent. And it's very practical. When you have a serious issue or problem, if you don't understand the root of it or from whence it comes, 9 out of 10, you're going to have a more complicated time in addressing it. So my point is this. Whatever is happening has happened in terms of our men, in terms of our people. I know from whence it comes. I know from the psychosis, the diabolical mindset that was inflicted upon us, that was forced upon us. You see. So yes, the black man and the black woman need to sit down and really bust it up, and to really figure this thing out without somebody else telling us what we should do, could do. Because it's not their business, really. It really isn't. So we have to take on that responsibility to do what we need to do. And for me, this was an excellent time for our brothers to do that, because we come in love, we come in understanding, we come in knowledge. And for whatever reason, we will not embrace the way we should have been. So we continue to move forward. But again, my real position is I'm going to look at from whence things come first, because I know if I understand that and begin to rid myself of that, a lot of other wonderful things can happen.
My final question to you, what are the follow-ups that you intend? Now, you had a very impressive platform, okay, but we want you to, what are the follow-ups after today?
Okay, well, first of all, we're prepared to begin obtaining at least 1 million signatures to charge this government with genocide. It's never been done in that manner. But of course, Paul Robeson, William Patterson did it in 1951. They issued a recharge genocide petition. It's still there. So now we want to expand on that, and we're going to. That's just one thing, because you can't keep fighting an enemy in their own court. I mean, you know, that just doesn't make sense. At some point, you realize you're kind of like going in a circle, in a context of just, you know, repeated nonsense. So we have to do something different. We got to go to another vantage point. The United Nations is one of those vantage points for us. And I know some disagree and say, oh, you know, the United Nations. It's not about that. It's about maneuvering and leveraging to be able to work with other countries, to identify other countries who want to work with us. Once they hear our plight, once they hear what we're saying. So it allows them to see us and vice versa. And other things can grow from there. So it's not that we expect so much from the United Nations per se, it's not that. It's a strategic movement that you know you put yourself in a certain kind of place, position, where others can see that, and then you grow and develop from there. So that's one of the things which enables us to teach human rights, not just civil rights, inalienable rights. You see, rights that no one can take away from you unless you, well, that's not taking, you give it to them, but they can't take it. And we have to understand that. We have to understand that we have that. No matter what we think, you have that. We have that. So this is why we're able to continue to work and do what we do with the New York March. Because they've tried everything else to beat us down. Y'all, get back up. So that's one of the things. We charge genocide 21 demands. The youth play a major role in this. Why? Many of our young folks, if they're not already in debt, they will be as a result of student loans. We're saying as a part of the Recharge Genocide campaign, we want student loan debt rescinded. It's major. These parents, our parents should not be in debt. Why are our children paying for college in the first place? That should not be. Why? We pay for college like everyone else does. Those other people, what happened to them or didn't happen to them, meaning nothing happened that they were forced to do anything. They didn't have to build this country, service people by force. So why would we pay the same thing as someone else would pay who went through none of that? It's not logical.
Well, we thank you very much for joining us. And of course, we wish the Millions Women March movement much success. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us on this special edition of Right and Exact. I'm Dashawn Farad. We hope to see you soon.